This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
We recently had some very good news learning that the current Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton would be renovated and stay in the city of Hazleton, which I'm sure Mayor Jeff Cassat and all of the city is pleased to hear. And with that, we're now talking with Charles McElwee, who is our local historian, a member of the board of directors for the Greater Hazleton Historical Society and Museum. This is good news that is staying, but that has a long history and will continue, I guess, to have a long history in our area.
Yes, very exciting news for downtown Hazleton, the fact that Lehigh Valley has committed to staying in Hazleton and renovating its current structure, which dates to the 1970s. So healthcare in Hazleton really dates back to the 1880s and was a direct response to the mining industry, and as you can imagine, injuries were an inevitable consequence of working in that industry. So the first hospital to form was in 1882 in Drifton. And Hazleton realized it was so isolated during that period, access to healthcare was so limited. If there was a major injury, the only real option was a 5 to 10 hour trip to Philadelphia, and the likelihood of survival was not high. So the city, or at that point the borough of Hazleton, lobbied Harrisburg for a state hospital. State hospitals were blowing up across the state, and Hazleton realized the necessity of having one located right in town. And the legislature ended up approving the establishment of a state hospital in Hazleton in 1891. And that facility, which is a beautiful brick structure located at the site of where Lehigh Valley is now located, it was known as a state hospital up until the early 1980s. So, and during that period, the nursing school was formed and the hospital continued to grow. By the 1960s, they realized that they needed a new facility. And that was a 10-year period of just planning and building. And the new hospital that we see today was completed in 1975. By the 1980s, the state hospital system was drawing to a slow close, and what ended up happening was Hazleton became a community-run hospital. But really, with this latest incarnation, what followed was the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance. But this latest incarnation, Lehigh Valley Hazleton, is just part of a national trend of what we're seeing with hospitals merging, really at a heightened pace because of the Affordable Care Act and the need to reach larger consumer healthcare bases.
Well, it's good news for our downtown. We're continuing to see all of these buildings that will continue to have good life. Good news for downtown and all the renovations that are happening, and also the historic district that you're working on as well. So things seem to be going well for Hazleton.
Right, so we continue to have events in the downtown, and we'll actually be leading a historic walking tour of downtown buildings in Hazleton during the first Friday on May 5th. So stay tuned for more details about that, but the point is we're really trying to showcase some of Hazleton's gems and the momentum that is here in terms of revitalization efforts.
All right. Charles McElwee here with us each week right here on SSPTV News.